just a quick tip if you're wondering. You don't need to go buy one. You could just make one out of shit in your garage. Good morning. Welcome to Garage. So if you haven't been keeping up with Shit Cars build, we took the old motor out and we got this SR20 from JDM of California, which was meant for the RX-8 for our Twitch build. But we recycled it. We're using it for Shit Car now. I think it's the most appropriate engine. It fits in there nice. Last time we got it set in there and got the mounts figured out. We got the trans mount, motor mounts, everything sitting in there where we want it. It's in a pretty good location. This time what I want to do is clean everything up. I'm going to pull the motor back out. It's going to be kind of a trend. We're going to be pulling this in and out, but pull it back out, clean everything up, degrease it a little bit, and then we're going to pull off some of the old parts. And I got new parts from Injuku Racing. So we got the OEM gasket kit from Nissan. So we're going to replace all the old crusty seals that we don't need. We got new alternator, new pulleys because one of the pulleys was bent, and then fuel filter, Walbro 255, NGK plugs, and a new O2 housing to free up a little bit of that power on the SR20. We got new belts. I also got a water pump and power steering on the way as well. But in the meantime, when we're waiting for that to show up, we'll put on this clutch. We got Clutch Masters clutch and flywheel. That should take all the abuse we're gonna put this thing through. So first order of business, pull this thing back out, get it on the dock, let it sit in degreaser for a bit.
Danger Dan was putting a silly motor in the Shit Car, so I figured I'd come and check on Garage. Or I guess pulling out a silly motor.
Well, it was in there, but now it's coming back out.
Oh, okay. I see you. Just built some quick tube mounts. Oh, you built multiple sets?
Well, this is just the trans mount. This is the other side.
I see.
Got some refresh parts from Injuku, so.
If you're doing SR anything, you gotta go to Injuku Racing.
I was like, yeah, well, I need this fast.
Yeah.
It got here faster than I thought.
Always. I saw you guys lined up all those motors. What was the final consensus to go with this motor? Like, what outweighed it over everything?
I didn't really give anybody any options.
Oh, yeah? So Danger Dan strong arm everyone into...
No, Brian did too.
Brian did?
Yeah, we agreed. We all agreed. It's basically double the power of what it would be. The placement of the engine is going to sit perfect. It's reliable. I think they are. I had good luck. I had S14 SR for 3 years.
But you do know the way we drove Shit Car.
Yeah, I do. But I'm not terribly worried because
so is SR shit reliable?
It should be because we're leaving it factory stuff.
Okay, all right.
Like,
you heard it here first, y'all.
Yeah.
It's not gonna blow up.
Don't think so. I mean, it needs a little bit of work. It's been sitting for, I don't know, who knows how long.
All we can do is put it in and hope for the best, right?
I've never done it in this chassis.
You're not gonna have to do anything crazy. The wiring harness to the...
All I'm thinking in my head is gearing.
Ah.
Right, so the gearing of this trans versus this differential is gonna be really awkward.
What's the final ratio on the diff?
I don't know. I think this thing's somewhere in the 3s, which is not good for SR.
But if it's... Shit cars are mostly first gear hero. So it actually might be good.
Everybody complains about these, but I've never had an issue.
I used to have an S14 SR and an S14 years ago, and they ran flawlessly with AC for a year before I sold it. I used to beat the shit out of it.
I had mine for 3 years,
Yeah.
and then after I thought about it, that was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
These motors are 12 years older than when I got it.
Yeah.
So it's like these things are on borrowed time.
But I will say, a year for Shit Car isn't a year for the cars that we drove. It's a whole different type of year. So,
Not at all.
Well, I'm excited Shit Car's making a comeback. Thanks for putting in work.
Hopefully we really pretty soon.
Have fun.
Jam a lot.
Have fun, sir.
Engine's fairly cleaned up. I didn't spend too much time on it. I just wanted to clean it up a little bit so we can see what's going on. Yeah, I'm gonna start stripping more down. So I'm gonna probably take off the manifolds and start stripping down the front end here, see what we gotta deal with. And then start replacing seals, pull the valve cover off, take a look at the head, see what's going on there. And we'll put some of the new parts on. Hopefully have it ready to go back in fairly soon. Put the new clutch on, all that stuff, stab the trans on, hopefully for the last time, and then throw it back in the bay. The SR is pretty well cleaned up, and I've cleaned every surface, scraped every surface that we need to put a new gasket on. I cleaned up the valve cover, checked the head and stuff like that, and it looks pretty good. So we're ready to go to put everything back together. Waiting on a few more things, so hopefully they show up tomorrow. And if they show up tomorrow, we'll put everything back together. The full seal kit, we'll try and get the most of it done. The main seals, like front main, rear main, and then both manifolds, valve covers, stuff like that. Everything will go back together, back in the car with the new clutch and everything on. So get back at it tomorrow, get this thing in the car. Good morning. We've got everything all cleaned up and we're ready to go, right, Minnow? Special guest. She got a case of Monday. She's whining a little bit, but we're gonna get started. Also got Will Rugg in the house. So he's supposed to shoot today, but I'm gonna make him do work with me. We gotta put this back together and put new mounts and such on it. So I'm gonna clean up the old water pump and things like that, and then we'll get to assembling everything back together. You think we should paint this valve cover?
Yes.
Okay.
We should.
We'll go raid the paint cabinet and paint it something cool. All right, we'll get started. What do we got, Will? Shimmer metallic. That is probably not anywhere near what the car is gonna be.
No.
Some glitter pink.
I've used that before just to get the metal flake and the glitter out of it.
Caliper paint. Red.
Red's actually not bad for an SR valve cover.
No,
this is a
it's
temporary
normal.
thing.
Yeah,
you know?
that's pretty close.
Yeah.
Or metallic.
That could be kind of cool too.
Real chromy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's blue. It's a dark blue.
Ooh.
Let's narrow it down to these three.
Okay.
So pilot bearings are kind of a difficult thing, and we don't have a slide hammer, so made one. It's a pretty easy way to do it. Just the right size bolt washer that fit inside. Put that on there, get something to yank it with. Brake disc works good. I've used a diff before, and that usually never loses. Just a quick tip if you're wondering. You don't need to go buy one. You could just make one out of shit in your garage. Cleaning. I forgot that I cut this part out of the engine bay, so I'm gonna box this in. I'm gonna clean this stuff up right here. You see I cut that support out so I could fit the turbo housing in there, and since we got the new ISR turbo housing, I believe it's a little bit bigger. We had a bunch of clearance, so I'm gonna box that in, make it look nice. I don't know if that has too much to do with the structure of the car, but might as well just do it. We keep a little bit of heat off of our feet, so let's start cleaning that up and box it in. So, if you see this side, it was similar to this, but not really. It was a little bit bigger. So I cut it out, just went straight across. That's where the Turbo 2 housing was fitting. So I made this plate in between after I cut all that out. I'm just gonna tack it and then grind her down. Should work. Let's keep the heat off of our feet a little bit. Once it gets hot, then we just get out of the car. Much better. Check that out. Can't even tell. But it is chopped and it's painted and it's good. Welded up, it's ready to go. My stupid self forgot to order a few things. So I'm gonna wait till tomorrow because I didn't get clutch and flywheel bolts. These were separate when we got them. We didn't have a clutch and flywheel. So I gotta get flywheel and clutch bolts. And luckily, Animal Auto's really close to us and those guys have some. So I'm gonna get some tomorrow. We're gonna throw this back in there and then get working on other things just to get everything ready for the motor. So we'll start working on fuel and things like that. So put it in tomorrow. Well, another day. It's really hot today. So hot I blew my sleeves off. But we got a new thing in the mail. We got a new water pump. I didn't like putting that old one back on, but I did order this and it did show up. So now I'm gonna put that on. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep moving along, clean it up, put that on, do some things. Well, unfortunately, we could not get the bolts in time today to put the engine in, so we'll put it in next time. And what we're gonna do instead is shred with some crazy carts and just have a little session. So next time, we'll have the engine in the car. We'll start building like intercooler piping and stuff. So, see you next time.